Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Ron Paolo and today, in this video, I would like to talk about the normalization of making mistakes and why we often commit to so many mistakes in our lives. Even at work, of course, because to be honest, I have made a lot of teaching mistakes in the past while I was still an ESL teacher. So while I was still working as a teacher in the past, I used to take note of all of my students' most common mistakes that they would usually commit, either unintentionally or intentionally during my time with them in my online classes. So during my time, of course, I had to know what kind of mistakes are they making, right? Because if you don't take note of their mistakes as a teacher in general, then what will happen is that your student may not even be able to take note of their mistakes either. So that is not how we should learn a new skill, right? Because we have to learn from mistakes. And the problem was, well, I think sometimes some of my students were feeling a little bit ashamed, but I always remind them not to feel ashamed. For most of my students, well, were they ever feeling so guilty and ashamed of their own mistakes made in their classes? Well, of course not. Absolutely not. And I also do not even want to ridicule them or mock them because they've been making too many mistakes or even make fun of them because that is so rude of me. Okay? I don't even want them to just ignore their mistakes entirely. So I don't even want to like bicker about what where they have went wrong. Okay? And what mistakes they've made whenever they have done so. Because ridiculing won't ever make them learn anything new from their own mistakes previously made in their classes. So that is wrong because making fun of them because they are always prone to failing mastery of their skills will never motivate them all to become experts in any new type of skill that they've always wanted to be good at in the future. Just imagine this. If you were the one learning any particular skill yourself, whether it's cooking or whether it's video editing because you want to be a YouTuber, or if you're still learning about how to drive, if you do have a car, right? Just imagine this. You want to learn a new skill, whether it's online or offline, with a real teacher meeting you in a face to face class. Then if you are playing the role of a student, would you want to feel so embarrassed of all of the mistakes that you've somehow made, no matter how minor or major, how big or small they are? Well, the answer is no. If you are, then maybe you should try to at least reassess how you made the mistake in the first place. Try to evaluate on this, okay? Maybe the problem was you must have forgotten about what you've learned from your previous lesson or the lesson that you had before, like during your last class, which took place since yesterday, like online or in the classroom. So just think about what caused you to choose the wrong answer because you still couldn't even be able to remember. Because sometimes we tend to forget about what we have learned before. Like during the exams, we can't even remember what the correct answer was anymore. So we tend to guess. We always use our own intuitions to just guess which answer we think is the right one. I know we all have that feeling, right? Or maybe you just didn't seem to study the lesson further, like at home. You did not even complete your homework, which was all about what you were still having trouble with, in answering when you get to the real examinations. Your mistakes shouldn't even define your foolishness and your stupidity because sometimes we can all be stupid, right? Nobody has a perfect mind or even a leveled up intelligence. It's not some kind of video game wherein life will always be fun, right? They should always try to define your room for improvement and learning growth, or how you are able to accelerate your learning progress on a particular skill, so that you will never stop growing your intelligence progressively and your expertise fundamentally. Because let's be real here. I sometimes commit to a really embarrassing mistake. Like, for example, I can still remember the time when I can't remember much about that anymore. It was the time when I completely forgot about all of the mathematical equations that I had to memorize. So that's why I had to write them all down on this index card. Well, I don't really have it anymore because I think I threw it away a long time ago because I don't even need it anymore. But those were the times, man. And we all need to try not to memorize everything, right? Because our minds are not really built like machines. I mean, I wasn't really a perfect math wizard, to be honest. Just because you have made so many drastic mistakes in life doesn't mean that you are so ignorant and that you don't deserve to fit into societal standards. Keep that in mind. So we can all be ignorant at times, because ignorance can sometimes seep into our minds. And sometimes, if we keep on ignoring all of our past mistakes, then we will never learn from them all. So we end up feeling unmotivated to grow up as a whole. And we may never be able to achieve true mastery of all of the specialized skills that we are still trying to learn anymore. You always need to take note of all of the mistakes you've made, because your teacher cannot just correct all of your mistakes for you. So sometimes you also have to do the self correction yourself. Take note that mistakes will always be so normal for you to experience. And there really is no other way for you to continue avoiding upcoming mistakes entirely. You cannot control what mistakes you will make in the future, okay? Because mistakes will always be inevitable to witness. And I have never even met anyone else or any other friend or family member who has never committed any kind of mistake before in all areas of life, okay? The same goes for when I have never met someone whose heart was ever broken before, because even all of the heartbroken people also made such terrible mistakes, like cheating on their spouses, which is normal, or cheating with another man or woman, okay? But that's just an example, which I do not even encourage you all to do. So you should never think about distracting yourself from all of your unresolved mistakes, and you should not even bother to correct all of the ways where you have gone wrong the first time you committed those mistakes. So just remember that you should try to develop and get used to this mindset of learning from mistakes next time, because mistakes are our best teachers, right? And don't be so afraid to feel down at times and seek help from a professional or even from any other teacher who you think can help you learn and grow fundamentally in life. Just ask for help whenever you need it, because life is supposed to be filled with mistakes for everyone to go through. So, if you still couldn't even figure out what the correct answer is, just ask for the correct answer. Okay, if you still can't answer such a difficult question that is taking you so long to answer. If the student still doesn't know how to answer this question while he or she is in my class, then of course, I just give the student the correct answer. Only if the student still couldn't figure out what the correct answer was, okay? Even AI, or artificial intelligence, can also make mistakes sometimes. And even ChatGPT sometimes admits that the AI chatbot model is not always accurate in its responses whenever you start giving it a new and complex prompt. What are some examples? Like, What is the meaning of the subjectivity of life? Or another complex prompt would be, what is the answer of the equation x squared plus y squared? Well, of course, that is even more complex, okay? If you were to think about AI as being right all the time, think again. Because there is no guarantee that even AI chatbots like ChatGPT, Claude, or Google Gemini can get everything correct. So don't ever anticipate that AI is always right in everything there is to know in this world. Because AI doesn't even have a perfect mind either, like the rest of us. Not everyone has all of the correct answers, okay? That's what you need to know whenever you're learning, because when you learn, it's like you are afraid to make mistakes at first. But once you get used to all of the mistakes that you have made, then it's like they just become second nature to you. So you just learn from them and then just move on to the next lesson. So, yeah, that will be all. And it is completely impossible to eliminate all of our mistakes permanently. In my opinion, just focus on what you can do. Focus on the mistakes that you can control. Focus on the problems that you can actually solve to gradually ease the pain that you are feeling from deep within after painfully learning from your biggest mistakes that you have successfully processed before. Like after you've suddenly uploaded a terrible video on YouTube, I mean, I just think that maybe the reason why the video was terrible was maybe it's because you have made such terrible mistakes as well in all areas of the video production process, whether it's filming or editing or a thumbnail or editing the design of the thumbnail. So just think about it. Figure out what went wrong with your video. What were the mistakes that were present in the video? Just take note of all of the flaws of the video. Okay? Like, was it because the audio was choppy? My audio is not choppy right now. Okay? Or was it because the video quality is so blurry? If it is, then you need to do something about it. You have to, maybe you can buy a better camera or you can get a new microphone that doesn't even have any choppy audio. Okay? Because you will need a good microphone and a better looking camera if you want to film videos in YouTube. So once you have written down all of that, then focus on resolving those technical issues next time so that you will never make the same mistake again. It's all about trial and error. If your videos are terrible, then don't delete the video. Maybe someone might like the video. Someone will say to you that, oh, you need to improve this. You need to change the way you speak in front of the camera, or you need to edit some of the parts of the video that are not even necessary before you upload the video, right? Listen to your fans, right? Because they are the ones who can guide you to your mistakes. And these are the people who will support you along your YouTube journey. You're not alone in this journey, okay? So I do hope that this video was helpful to you. So be sure to like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're still feeling motivated to start your own channel. I hope you can still feel so motivated to just enjoy learning, okay? Enjoy the process all the time. No matter how many mistakes you have been making, you still have to keep going in life. And one other thing, if you would like to learn more about how our most common failures could potentially lead to success, then be sure to watch this video right here. I hope to see you all again in the next video. So thank you all so much for watching and goodbye to all of you. Have a wonderful day.